reminded me of the time that she told me she was pregnant. But at this stage in her uh, cancer, about a month or two before they had to do a C-section on the baby, so nothing would happen to the baby. But now the baby is happy, healthy. Uh, she's she's awesome. I mean, since the divorce, everyone over there in Kansas, the family members I had, refused to talk to me. They heard my mom's side of the story, not my dad's and mine. They talked to my siblings though, because I mean they go to my mom's and you know they're cool. Me, I'm not talking to them, so I'm a bad person. But next thing you know, she's getting healthier again. My cousin, she's getting healthy. Things are looking up, and they finally took the baby out of the incubator. She could do things on her own. Her name is Adeline, by the way. And they had laid her on the bed by her feet when Cheyenne was sleeping, and that's when I took my infamous picture. Finally, after many weeks of missing school, I went back just to get the homework for a day, and I was going to go back to Omaha, Nebraska, where she was staying at the hospital. And I'm in art class, and I'm editing the photo for art fair. And my art teacher, he's a great man. He coached me in sports too, and he's been very influential in my life. And he came over, and I was like, "Hey, I've been meaning to talk to you about my homework. I know I've been behind. What have you assigned?" He looked at me. He said, "The teachers and I heard about what you're going through, and none of us are giving you homework. You're all caught up. You're fine. You'll be okay." He said, "But what you can do for me is keep your head up and smile. Finish the picture I was editing with my cousin. And keep being you. Don't let this moment in your life of a loved one affect you personally. Yeah, he knows I care about her, but he doesn't want my personality to change. He doesn't want me, Anthony Hoff, to change." That was another big moment in my life. But I had broke down in tears, and I had to go to the restroom. I was also embarrassed that a high school teen, man, trying to get them girls, broke down. So we finally go back to the hospital, and they took the oxygen tube out. She couldn't talk though. She tried. Her and I would watch movies. We would hold each other's hands for hours. Then, as things were just looking up, they got worse again. Her health declined again. Her body was shutting down. She was losing the fight. And I remember I was finally getting back to the groove, going to school, and I get called to the office. And it was my mom at the time. She said that Cheyenne wants a family meeting. She said, "Don't rush. Take your time coming home because we still have to get your siblings. Mind you, the speed limit is 55. I nearly broke 100 going home when I only lived 5 miles away. We went and got my siblings, and we drove there. You walked in, you saw the family in the waiting room. Family, not close family, and then friends out there, and then we went to the room. You knew her battle was over. You knew her time was over. And man, she wanted to talk to me. She used to tell me all the time, growing up, if you fight, I fight. It was just a powerful meaning for both of us. And I went over to her and I told her how much I loved her. And I told her, if you fight, I fight. She grabbed the matching cross necklace that I got both of us. She said she loved me too. Then she said she had used the restroom. And as she got settled back into bed, I'm in the waiting room. And the nurse comes out. And I knew she had passed. I walk into the room and my aunt hugged me. Yeah, I look and she's laying down. Even after death, she's the most beautiful woman I have ever saw. The one thing about her, ladies and gentlemen, that made her so special is she just spread love. Yeah, you hear about that, about loved ones, but she truly spread love. She was also a photographer, a very talented one too. She had big dreams. To be just taken away. Then her funeral, they made me an honorary pallbearer. Man, that was tough. Laying her to rest one final time. I'm not gonna be able to hold a loved one's hand. See their beautiful smile. Hear their voice. Then a few months before, actually no, a few weeks before she passed, I was told a story by her boyfriend, well, would have been a husband. When she was in the hospital, he engaged, and she said yes. He's still very close to the family. He was telling me that one night she woke up in terror. Not really terror, but startled. She said that she had saw God. And he told her it was time to come home. That story to me hit me hard. It did. But every year they have a memorial, a remembrance. They have a bike ride, the bar crawl. She was big into motorcycles with her family down in Kansas. crazy partiers, stuff like that. And at the very end of the bar crawl, they all go to her tombstone. It's a beautiful, beautiful tombstone. It's one of a kind in Kansas. It's the only one like it in Kansas. I'm not telling you straight facts here. I went there for 4 straight years. Man, sorry guys, this is tough. You know it. Let's see. My bad, not 4 years. 3 years. My bad. 3 years. Well, no, I went there for 3 years straight, right? And it was hard for me every time. After that, we would go to this family-owned pizza business out there that everyone in the small town goes to. Every time I sat in the car after we went to the stone, because I can never let go and I can never forget. That's just who I am. My parents were pissed because I didn't go in there and eat and spend time with family, because after the memorial and eat, we would go back to Iowa. I couldn't do it. I was in tears. And they were just pissed at me. I got in so much trouble every time. But I couldn't. But after my parents' divorce, everyone over there in Kansas stopped talking to me because they took my mother's side. That's another thing, is that they rather just believe her just because she's their sister, not reach out to your nephew who was close to your daughter, who loved her, cared for her, and her siblings that are also your cousins that you were close to, not even reach out to you and talk to you. Ladies and gentlemen, that hurts. I carry that every day. I don't even tell my friends this stuff. It hurts so much. She passed away on 4/6/16. Same month as my birthday, April 30th. April's a hard month for me, because I have to remember that my cousin passed in that month. My parents divorced 4 days before my birthday. And my birthday's on April 30th. April 6th is the hardest day every year. People say it gets easier, but hell it doesn't. Fuck no, it doesn't. For me, it gets harder. And I never received an invite to her memorial thing that they have every year. Yeah, they shouldn't have it every year. It gets annoying, but we take it for granted. I mean, I don't know if I would go, because I'd obviously have to drive down there by myself. But just the thought of the invite, and then reaching out finally and seeing how I'm doing. I know the family down there, who's actually siblings and stuff, I can't imagine how they feel, But for me, I was so close to her. I was basically her brother, and she was my older sister, I'm the oldest of my family, and the shit I've been through and the stuff I've seen. Yeah, I'm only 19, ladies and gents. But I've been through quite a bit. I became the youngest coach in the state of Iowa at 18.